Hey, what's going on, you guys? So I thought I would do the first ever unboxing video on this channel, which is going to be the ECS Ultimate Timing Belt Kit for the 944. I thought I would show what all comes in the kit when it actually arrives at your door. You can see here's the price breakdown, and I'll mention a few things that I altered. You're allowed to change the order and stuff like that and throw in some things or take out some things that you might not need. So this isn't a sponsored video. I don't have any channel sponsors yet, so everything that you see on the channel that's either a product that I purchase is done with my own money and it's installed in my own time. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. So right here you can see there's an invoice sticker that's part of the shipping label that basically breaks down all the parts and everything, and it's nice enough to have the prices with it, so that it makes this video pretty easy to shoot. So starting at the top, we've got the water pump, and right off the bat I ordered the wrong one. I have an early car, so I need one that has the block-off plate. I didn't order the one with the block-off plate, just wasn't paying attention when I made the order. Not a big deal, it's like a $3 part. I'll just have to purchase that separately. But just pay attention to that when you're buying the kit. Make sure that you are purchasing the proper kit for your car based on the years. The water pumps differ for the early and later cars, so just keep an eye on that. We've got our balance belt, our timing belt from Conatec, which I'll get into. There's something that I saw that I wasn't too happy with about that belt. We've got our tensioners, our idlers, our rollers, our water pump gasket, antifreeze, and some washers. And then lastly, one thing that wasn't part of this kit was the front crankshaft seal, the front main seal. I ordered that separately, and they just threw it in with the kit. And one thing that I removed from the kit was a thermostat and a thermostat seal. I didn't order those because I've already had some Porsche parts ready to go, so I didn't need to. And they were cool about just canceling the order real quick or removing that. So the total ended up being about $430 for the whole kit. And so yeah, it was not too bad. I was honestly expecting it to be a little bit worse. You can upgrade the timing belt to that cool Kevlar one. I really probably should have done that. In fact, I recommend doing that. Honestly, just get the Kevlar belt. It's only, I mean, it's an extra $90, I guess, but I think it's $90 well spent. And if you're already doing a job like this, that's, you know, multi-$1,000 job pretty much, then I think it's worth it. But so let's go ahead and let's dive into what the full contents of the kit are. So right off the bat, let's open this guy up. Here's my thermostat. This is the Porsche one with the sealing ring, the gasket, and a sealing ring. This is one thing that I had removed from the kit. This is something I had lying around that's going to be going into the car when this job gets done. There's our first part. So the second thing we're also going to ignore is the oil cooler seal kit. This is another Porsche part. And yeah, this is just something I had lying around that I've been meaning to do for a long time, and now is going to be the best time to do it. So the first big thing that you get is a gallon of Porsche coolant, which is kind of nice. It's just, I don't have to sit here and play with what do I need to get. It just comes with what I need. So I'm pretty appreciative of that. Here's our front main seal from Victor Reigns. Love those guys. We've got our sealing washer, and I believe this is for the front main seal as well. This goes by the oil pump drive gear, if I'm not mistaken. Let's pull this guy out. This is gonna be kind of tricky doing it one-handed. So you can see in here, we've got our water pump. And just to show you what I'm talking about, oh my goodness, I need a tripod, international camera. Okay. Stick with me for just a second. So, here's a water pump. The early cars, this should just be a completely solid plate right here. This is a water passageway for the later cars and the turbo cars. And the later pump is always recommended to be upgraded to when you're doing the water pump change. You'll have to modify that back cover if you have an early car and it hasn't been done before. But the nice thing is that you can get these water pumps, and then there's a specific block-off plate, a little plastic plate that will screw into there, so that way it can be utilized in the early cars. These two rods right here are for the belt guide, and this is not a remanufactured water pump. So when you're buying these kits, this is a brand new water pump. It's not remanufactured. Although there's nothing wrong with going with a remanufactured pump. You can save a little bit of money that way. So we'll go ahead and get that guy out of the way. And so here's our tensioner. And a good way to keep track of the tensioner and the balance rollers is the tensioner has the eccentric nut on it. So that way you can throw a wrench on there, and that's how you tension your belts. So that's a nice thing to have. And then these guys right here are just rollers. Nothing too fancy about that. I'll pop one of these boxes open just to show you. Keep track of everything. If you're having a shop do all this, it's just best to leave everything in the boxes. Don't go pulling crap out. But for the purposes of this video, here's an example of one of the rollers. Right? So that's all nice and dandy. Not really going to worry too much about the other stuff. Again, those are the other two rollers, and one of them is the balance gear, I believe. One of the upper balance shaft roller. Now here is the Contech timing belt, the standard belt, and I'll show you my problem with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's completely fine, but I don't like that you can see the cord through the belt. Belts are made out of the same type of rubber that tires are. It's a pretty stubborn rubber, and it should be because this is under a lot of stress. But, you know, we're banking about, you know, $2,000 worth of work, you know, on this belt not snapping. I don't know how my current one has lasted 15 plus years. I wish I knew what brand it was. I couldn't find the brand on the work order. I have the purchase order, but I just don't like that you can see the cord on this belt. It just bothers me. From what I've been told, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So I'm probably going to end up using it just because I have it and it's here. But I'd like to see a little bit more, I don't know, I guess effort put into the quality control or the manufacturing process. But other than that, the belt feels good. It's nice and taut. It's not doesn't feel dried out in any way. So however long that's been sitting there, we've got our water pump gasket. This is also included in the kit, so that's good to go. And last but not least, we've got our balance belt, and this is the Gates belt. This belt is about 40 bucks by itself, which is kind of funny to me. And it says timing belt on there, but as you can see, this is the one with the ribs on both sides, so it is indeed the balance belt. And aside from, say, if you're doing those oil cooler seals, oil, and an oil filter, this is pretty much all of the components that you need to get a timing belt job done. If you're doing it yourself, there's a few tools that you might need. Special gear pullers. You'll especially need a gear puller if you're doing the water pump, because you need to pull that back cover off. But yeah, so that's everything that comes in the kit. If you have any questions or any concerns, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll try to address them. So total in parts, including the oil cooler seals and the thermostat there, we're probably looking at about $500. So forgive my rudimentary filming skills, but there you have it, guys. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.